It's a really exciting time in our lives, and yeah, it's just super happy and super stoked.
We've arrived to Hole in the Wall. It's pretty awesome.
So this river that we're anchored in, it has lots of arms that branch off of it, and there's a lot of mangroves, and they kind of weave their way around all through the northeast part of Langkawi. We'll have to take some charts so we don't get lost.
We're going to head to the northern side of Langkawi today. It's a beautiful glassy morning, very nice on the eye, not so great for sailing, but generally when the weather's like this in the morning we get a southeasterly wind that builds up during the day. So that's what we're hoping will happen today, and we really want to get the spinnaker up. So this is the perfect conditions to fly the spinnaker and sail us north. So that's our goal today.
It looks like a bit of a unicorn fire sort of day. There is like a little channel up here that we could try to sneak through, but I think all the ferries use it, so they've just charged through there, and there's a lot of ferries running again now, but I know we can either go through there or around the outside, or...
Let's go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside.
Boop, boop, boop. Two Australian little sailors go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Boop, boop, boop. I created a monster. His name is Marley.
Bit of Ferry Lake. It's pretty wild out here today, isn't it, Yosh?
Yeah, the biggest seas we see is from the ferry lakes. Have to get the foil onto these, I reckon. It's an exciting time now because if you've been checking out Bonita in her bikini like I have been, you'll start to see a little bump growing.
I'm over that first trimester of all the nausea and the morning sickness, and I'm feeling normal again, so I'm feeling really good. And yeah, but I put on a couple of kilos, which is awesome, and I got a little bump that's growing as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it hasn't like popped like fully yet. I still kind of look bloated, and every day it kind of changes a little bit more. So very much so looking forward to having that pregnancy bump rather than the bloat bump.
It's really good. I'm loving it. I really enjoy the transformation and just what's going on. It's a really exciting time in our lives, and yeah, it's just super happy and super stoked. Yeah. Now, but in all seriously, I have to tip my hat to the boss. She's an absolute weapon. Going through the first trimester when she was feeling nauseous and living on a boat during wet season when it can get pretty rolly in some of the anchorages at times. So she's definitely a trooper, and she's a full powerhouse. So I have to tip my hat to Bonita for sure. She's one tough chick.
Damn it, our like little prediction was wrong, and the wind's blowing from the east right now. So if we do sail the way we want to go, it's going to be a bit of a beam reach. We might be able to get the fart up once we get around the corner, but yeah, who knows? I don't know. Everything crossed, we can still get the fart up, but we'll just have to wait and see how it is around the corner there.
Beam reach ain't bad, babe.
I know, but unicorn fart, come on.
We have got a little bit of breeze though, so beam reach, Nandji does love a bit of a beam reach. So we should still get a bit of a scoot on. We just gotta go a bit more hard onto the wind here because it's real shallow water in the bay we're at. So we're kind of just motoring dead straight into the wind, just off it. And then once we get around this corner, around these fishing nets here, and into some deeper water, we're only in like 2 meters of water at the moment, so you can't really deviate too much. So we'll just get out and around and start sailing. Righto, vessel, shall we get the main up?
Yeah.
In your own time, love. I'm the captain, Bonita's the boss. I'm sure many of you know that by now. So it's really only during the times that we go sailing that I can get away with comments like that.
Get away with it, he reckons. Right, okay. You'll see, buddy.
Come on, hurry up the front. Not you, puppy. You stay there, buddy. You stay there. most essential thing of sailing. Whenever we go sailing and the sails go up, Rob Dog gets put on the back. Oh, we'll get that heady out too, eh? Oh no, rip that heady out. Any day that Nandji has her sails up is a good day in our eyes. Light winds and smooth seas are a common occurrence in this area as Langkawi sits just 6 degrees above the equator. This calm weather makes for some extremely peaceful and relaxing sailing. To get around to the north coast of Langkawi, we had around 20 nautical miles to travel. We sailed as far as we could, then got fang rubbling as we made our way up the channel towards our destination.
We've arrived to Hole in the Wall. It's pretty awesome. There's a gap here between two cliffs that we're going to take Nandji through, which is very exciting. There's another sailboat that I can see in there as well, so we might have a neighbour. I can only see one so far, but we'll find out once we get in there. Oh, exciting! There's 6 other sailboats in this little anchorage here. I don't know any of the people off of these boats, but yeah, we might make some new friends, who knows?
So this river that we're anchored in, it has lots of arms that branch off of it, and there's a lot of mangroves, and they kind of weave their way around all through the northeast part of Langkawi. And so we can go up this river. We'll have to take some charts so we don't get lost, but we can head up this river and weave our way through and pop out on the other side, like on the real far north coast. So we're kind of like on the northeast corner, and we can zigzag our way through inland and pop out on the north coast. So we'll fill up with fuel. Drop the tender in and we'll just go fanging around, have a bit of a look-see, see if we can't get lost. This joint's pretty amazing. So this is like the geoforest because of all like these crazy rock formations. It's pretty sick. Flubber's got a 10-litre tank and that's full, but we just don't know how long we're going to be gone for, so I might just fill up a spare little tenny. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Yeah, it's just a bit of a graveyard.
We have to go really slow through here because there's restaurants on the side, and they're on like a pontoon that floats, and when, you know, the wake of our little tender can really shake up the whole restaurant. So yeah, we have to go really, really slowly through here.
Once past the floating restaurants though, Flubber is free to open up and send it. We have miles of backwaters to explore to reach the north coast of Langkawi, and we're not going to reach the other side at a snail's pace. There is usually an abundance of day trip fast boats that tour visiting tourists through the mangroves. However, since international borders remain closed, there is a drastic reduction in visitors to the island, meaning we have this area nearly all to ourselves.
There's a little lizard with a wake. Hey buddy! Look at him go! Wow, they're pretty fast.
Yeah. So sick. What's going on, dude?
He's a little bit phased. This is so awesome. There's a little tunnel here and we can take the tender through it and it goes through this like rock island. Yeah, which is really awesome. And then we can pop out the other side and keep going. So let's do that.
Yeah, we got to get away from old Munyak.
I know, he's about to jump in and come for a swim, I think.
Let's get rock barreled. I haven't been barreled all year.
Let's do it.
My first cone for the year.
Yeah. This is so cool. Oh my God, this is so awesome.
That's pretty sick, eh?
Wow, there's like green glowing bits.
It's glowing here.
Yeah, slow down a bit. Oh my goodness. Wow. Hi. Awesome. It just opens up again.
It gets stinking hot.
Yeah.
I liked it in the shade.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many monkeys. They're on both sides of the banks, just like looking at us and making noise. And they're like walking down the banks in front of us. Like, I don't know, there's about 50 of them, eh? Like, they definitely rule the roost around here. Munyak! Getting sucked on through. There's a bit of tide movement through the gap here.
We've come to a T-junction.
Yeah, and we have no idea whether we go left or right, but that's why I brought the maps, so we know where to go.
Yeah.
So we've got a track running and it's quite confusing, as you can see, but we'll be right here. That's what the maps are for, eh?
Yeah, so we either go left or right.
So we go that way.
That way. Okay, so we took a left, now we take a right.
Marley must be the most patient dog we've ever known. We've been in the tender for hours now, exploring up every little estuary, but Marley just sits up on his perch, frothing out and looking for the next piece of sand. The creek system had finally opened up and it was a good sign that we were nearly through to the other side. We passed more floating restaurants on the banks, but Marley had spotted our destination and it was time to give the whippet what he wants. Get in there, son. Straight through there is the ocean. So when we drove around Langkawi a while back when we were here last year, we drove up over to here. This is where all the day trip boats come out from. So they fang all the way down through the mangroves like what we've just done. And yeah, so we've been to that beach over there. So that pretty much says that we've gone all the way through. Pretty trippy. Yeah.
If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you know when new videos are up. See you next time.